Just to also, they're going to still see project-based learning being a really important part of learning at ALA. Most of that will take place on Zoom lessons. We'll be exploring driving questions. It'll also have mini lessons in small groups and one-on-ones as needed for that as well. ALA has always had a commitment to recess. We've always, for those of you that are new, we've had 2 recesses a day for pre-K through 3rd grade. Even when we are in a remote setting, we want you to know that we are committed to making sure that students are not just sitting, and especially sitting and looking at a computer all day long. So each teacher is thoughtfully planning times that the student can move away from the laptop and get some activity, whether it's through a Go Noodle brain break, maybe some time outside, some suggested exercises. We know that honestly with all of us, but especially with young learners, that movement time is very important, and we're still committed to it as a school.
All right, so before I share super fun information about attendance, I wanted to introduce somebody some of you may know, but who is now in a new role of administrative intern. And we have Miss Alma and Miss Jen, who would like to say hi to Village C families.
Hi, Village C. I have missed you all, and it's so exciting to see your faces. This year, I'm not going to be in my regular classroom role, but I am going to have the opportunity to pop into each and every one of your Zooms. So I'm really excited to get to work with all of you throughout the year, and it's going to be a good one.
And is Miss Alma available here to introduce herself?
I think that Miss Ramos might be with another team at the moment. I know she was juggling a few meetings, but she's really, really excited to meet all of you.
Thank you, Miss Jen. Miss Jen has been doing an awesome job helping us get ready for the school year. And so I'm super excited for you to hear just in a second the different schedules and the different learning opportunities that teachers have been putting together for your kids. In that, the big message here is that we want your kids to be in as many Zoom opportunities as possible and to complete all assignments that teachers put together. We did want to share state requirements for attendance, and in that, for a student to be counted present, they need to have daily participation in Canvas or in Zoom. So for example, all of you would be counted present today. Or completion of an assignment in Canvas from the student to the teacher. So just doing one of those counts you present, but we wanted to at ALA send the message that we want our kids to be engaged as much as possible and in as many assignments. We know that that won't always be possible. We will be recording live teaching and we'll make sure that students have an opportunity to turn in assignments and do all that is available to them, but we just wanted to share this requirement from the state. And
all right, I also, you might have noticed when the teachers were introducing themselves that there was a little, we made a shift this year. For new families, last year, there was not a kindergarten 1st grade homeroom. Both Miss Kylie and Miss Yvonne were teaching kinder and first, mixed age, and kind of moving the kids back and forth among the classroom. We, in thinking critically about how best to start up this school year, considering the change to remote learning, the very quick shift in the way our last 9 weeks changed in the spring, we feel like supporting our kindergartners this year would be best by having Miss Yvonne or Miss Martin, I'm sorry, having Miss Martin be our focus mainly on the kindergarten students and having Miss Kylie work primarily as a 1st grade homeroom teacher. And this is going to help, we didn't have an opportunity to do all the different transition activities we usually do for our pre-K students who were moving into a village. So this will give them more familiar faces with Miss Martin. They'll also be able to have their pre-K teacher join them some as well. Miss Kylie, as a 1st grade teacher, we'll really be able to prioritize some of the skills that we know those students need moving from kindergarten into first grade. I do want to emphasize as much as possible that we are very committed not only to multi-age learning experiences, but into making sure that each child is provided the educational opportunity that really matches what they are ready to learn next. And our kinder and first grade teachers are still going to plan together and talk about students together and make sure that each child is challenged in their learning this year. And then beyond K1, just as a whole village, kinder, first, second, and third, all 4 of these teachers are thinking about how to make sure that the kids are still building relationships across the village and having a chance to learn from one another. So that could possibly happen during a Genius Time, a Wonder course, or a project this year. So I wanted to make sure that everybody was updated and understanding the shifts that we made in homerooms for this school year.
So here is our kindergarten schedule, and this is put together somewhat as a tentative schedule, but this is what we have in mind as to what our remote learning will look like. And as was mentioned earlier, we have some synchronous time, which are our Zoom meetings that we meet together all together. And then we have our asynchronous time where students will be working alone at their own speed and at their own times, completing their different activities, whether it's on Canvas, Seesaw, or any other apps or programs that we recommend. So kinder will start off, we will meet on our Zoom morning meeting together at 9:30. And so this will be our beginning time every single day. And so it'll be a little bit later in the day. So we're hoping we do have 100% attendance to these fun and engaging morning meetings. We're hoping to let you guys have a stretch or a brain break to go and have a bit of a recess, but just a break to get away from sitting in front of the screen before our next or our first mini lesson that we will have over reading and writing. After that, we will start our scheduled one-on-ones together, and we're going to start off this time as one-on-ones. That way we can get to know every student and really use that information to plan what kind of lessons we have. That way it's more interesting and more fun and engaging for everybody as well. After that, we will possibly have some PBL time. So we are looking at some different ways that we can connect together across campus and with our community. After that, we will have a lunch break. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are hoping that you will join us for an optional Zoom lunch bunch. We had this in the spring and it was a hit. Lots of kids really enjoyed just kind of sitting and eating with each other and just talking about whatever they wanted and catching up. This was a great socializing time that they could connect to each other, especially not seeing each other for quite some time. And then we would have just an open recess choice on Mondays and Wednesdays. After that, we would come back together and have our math mini lesson on Zoom, and then break again to have our more scheduled one-on-one meetings with every student. And then in the afternoons from Monday through Thursday, we will have our different specials times. I think we also have certain days that we will have art and music and gym together. But then on Friday's schedule looks a little different. So we will still have that morning meeting. We'll have the brain break or sometime in between the morning meeting and our first mini lesson. We'll still continue to have some one-on-ones and possible PBL or independent work time, lunch as well. And then we want to come together as a multi-age group across the village to really have some fun online learning together. And this was another big hit that we had in the spring, where we would have kind of choice rooms that everybody could either do something interactive and they can move around. We had some really awesome artists get together in a Zoom room too that learned how to draw different pictures. And we also had some great discussions and conversations that were going on with learning too. So we're hoping to connect with our multi-age groups then. And then giving the rest of the afternoon just to catch up on any asynchronous work or any completions that they need to make by the end of Friday. And again, on Fridays, there will be no special. So that way it will be a source of catch-up time. I'm going to pass it to Miss Kylie for the first grade schedule.
All right, so this is what our first grade team is thinking of as a typical day of learning for your first grader. First, we will all log into Zoom and have our class morning meeting. This will be a time for us to check in with each other, build community, talk about our day, and then we will have a 10-minute brain break, stretch break. This might look like a Go Noodle, or maybe putting on some music to give students time to move around and take care of their needs. At 10 o'clock, we will come back together for our synchronous reading mini lesson, where we'll learn together about a reading skill or a concept. Next, students will go into their own breakout rooms, where they will have time to work independently on an activity. So this means that Zoom will be running in the background, but there will be no one on the other end of their video. So the idea is not for them to be on their screen with us the entire time. It's just sort of like having us available in case they need to ask for help. Because when they're in the breakout room, there is an option to click a little ask for help button. So just in case they need help in the middle of their independent activity, they can signal us so we can join them in their breakout rooms. We're trying this out just because we want to foster some independence, while also limiting the number of times where students need to log on and off Zoom and ask for parental or guardian guidance in that. Let's see, next we will go into another synchronous math mini lesson, whole group, and then we'll do the same thing for independent math work. After that, we will come together for our PBL time. It will be about building community at the beginning of the year. So this will be a fun time for all of us to get to know each other. I want to stress that if this looks overwhelming, please know that we are going to start up really slow and we're going to work up to these times together. So there will be a lot more breaks than just the specified break at 9:50 in the morning. We've built that into the schedule, but as soon as we notice that students are struggling or they're feeling zoomed out, then we will be taking breaks throughout the day. After lunch, then we will have some different recess opportunities for students to get up and moving. And then in the afternoons, we will have rotating small groups to work on what students need. I will also be meeting with each student one-on-one once a week to check in and maybe work on some targeted skills together. In the afternoon, from 2 to 2:30 is our village specialist time. For first grade, right now we have art on Monday and Thursday, music on Tuesday, Wednesday looks like PE. Oh, sorry, Monday is art, Tuesday is music, Wednesday is PE, and Thursday is asynchronous. It got a little bit messed up on our screen. There you go. Our Friday schedule is a little bit different, just like everyone else. We will still have our morning meeting and our PBL time together, but then students will have time to catch up on anything they need, as well as doing some independent asynchronous activities. We will also participate after lunch with our online fun Fridays with our Village C teachers. And then in the afternoon, they will have time for some more independent work. And earlier right before lunch, we will have time for one-on-ones, depending on what time your child is meeting with me once a week. So again, I just want to reiterate that I don't envision any day where students are staring at their screens for the entire morning block. The idea is just to have a little window of help where they can come to me if they have a question and not have to get some help logging into an open office hour time and finding the Zoom link and typing in the password all over again. So that's what we're going to start out the year trying, and we are going to see how it goes.
Okay, so the second and third grade schedule has a lot of similarities to the first grade schedule. So again, you have your morning meeting. I think one thing that I'd like to note here is, in addition to using morning meeting as a check-in, we often use morning meeting in second and third grade to actually go over a list or a schedule of some of the lessons and activities for the day. So it's really a good idea that the students be present for this meeting, not just so that they can, you know, be part of the community and say hello to their friends, but so they can also get oriented to the day. Following that, we have an online mini lesson for a whole group, a little break, and then we go into some small group meetings. So depending on your students' needs, they may be meeting with the teacher in a group right away that morning, or they may be assigned to a group that meets later in the day. And once we've done a little bit of assessing and figuring out where our groups are best going to fit together, you will get a schedule from your individual teacher of when your student needs to be on in the morning versus the afternoon. And then we come back together at 2 o'clock to have our online PBL lesson as a whole class, and that is with your home group teacher. And then we release the students for their specials. And on Friday, we really wanted as a Village C, to have the students have the opportunity to meet as a village. So again, we have the whole group online meeting, the PBL lesson with their grade bands, and then we have a little block for one-on-one conferences with the teacher or help with the teacher. But what's happening from 12 to 1 is we have built in sort of what we at ALA call a Wonder Course time almost, where we are going to be, you know, going off of some student interests and building out some little fun courses for them to choose from, and with the idea that they can flow between teachers and mix with other kids in Village C who are maybe not necessarily in their class or even in their grade band. So that was our thinking behind some of that. And then again, we end with some allotted time for asynchronous work. And that's all. I think I got everything there.
We have.
All right. So for specials, you can see that that it was cut off on the bottom of 2-3, but it's in the chat. The students will have specials in the afternoon. It's a 30-minute time frame, and they'll for a synchronous Zoom lesson, there will also be some activities and extensions and things that they can do asynchronously. I am super excited because I've got some things in the works. If all music students will be getting some things during the materials pickup, all specials, all students. And so there'll be some things for K1 music, there'll be some things for art and PE, and some things for second and third grade. So we will be doing synchronous Zooms plus some things that tie into those. We're super excited. Jeremiah, are you on right now? Coach B?
I'm also on right now, yes. Sorry.
Excellent.
So for PE and outdoor ed, as Heather has said, that we're going to be meeting with you once a week over Zoom. I was reading the questions in the chat, and we have a 30-minute time block for specials to come into Zoom, and you'll be coming in by classroom. So your homeroom will be coming into specials instead of having more than one class in the specials at a time. So those specials programs are designed to give us one-on-one interaction with our students. And if you listen to Ms. Heather talk about your supply bucket, you'll know that those supplies are not just going to be for music, but also for art and PE. So those supplies we're kind of linking together as a way to make sure that you have the supplies at home that you need to do the skills that we are trying to go through in PE and music and in art. Now, I know Ms. Heather is Ms. Sonia is at another meeting right now, but she did want me to talk about sketchbooks. In your supply list, you'll notice that it may say sketchbooks. Students that had sketchbooks from last year, you can just reuse those sketchbooks again. If you are in kinder just coming into Village C, you're welcome to buy a sketchbook if you would like, or you can use loose leaf paper that you put into a binder for those art activities that Ms. Sonia will be working with you. If you do have questions for us, you're welcome to type them into the chat. And we are very excited to see each and every one of you back again. I've been kind of spying on people in the chat windows, and I'm very happy to see all of you. So thank y'all for coming today. And again, if you have any of those specific questions, please put those in the chat, and Miss Heather and I will be happy to answer them the best that we can.
Also, since I'm the music teacher and the librarian, for those that don't know me, you can request library books. So on August 14th at the pickup, if you have library books checked out, please return those books. There are no late fees. You can reserve books in Destiny using your ClassLink single sign-on by Wednesday of this week. Books have been in quarantine since March here in the library. So they haven't been touched or really seen. So I will be using masks and gloves to bundle book requests with the supplies to be picked up on the 14th. The books that come back will be quarantined for 2 weeks, so they won't be able to be checked out. But there will be some future library book pickup dates. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. If you go into ClassLink, and you go to Destiny and you go to reserve books and you get an error, you can just email me the list of books that you would like to put on hold, and I'll put them on hold on my side. There was an error that started happening today. I've already got appropriate people working to fix it, but you might get in there and see that there's an error. So if you want to hold a book and you can't, just shoot me the name of the book through my email address that I posted in the chat.
Is Miss Tiffany available? You're muted.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Tiffany. I'm the Euclid School Counselor. I'm so happy to see all of you in Village C. If we can go back to the, is it first slide? Yes. So I am here for social emotional support, where I will be doing guidance lessons, monthly guidance lessons, small groups, lunch bunches, and individual sessions by parent, teacher, or admin requests. Reasons to see me, or if you're worried about something, want to help making choices, having trouble, need help focusing, and the list goes on. I'm ready for the next slide. And then also something new I'm implementing this year, and it'll be on your teachers' Canvas pages and Village websites, is the ALA Euclid Virtual Calming Corner. I wanted to mimic the type of things that I have in my office that I offer to students to help them be calm and happy and continue to have a academically successful and happy school day. And so I've incorporated some things in a virtual calming corner for our remote or in-person students, where you will have access to calming activities, mindfulness calming activities that are available for you to print, or they're electronic. Also, I have some visual relaxation like board games, baking and cooking videos, Legos, origami. I mean, the list goes on. I also have sound and music for you to play in the background just as you're relaxing, taking a brain break that you can do with your parents, your teacher, or by yourself. I'll have on there things for mental health resources, various calming apps that you can download on your electronic devices. And then my favorite, which all of it is my favorite, but the virtual field trips, where you can visit all around the world right from the privacy from your home, right from Martha's Vineyard, the solar system, Mexico City, South Africa, various zoos around the world, and just everything. So please visit it, have fun, relax, feel great about our new upcoming school year, and have a wonderful day, ALA Alligators. Thank you.
Hi, ALA families. I'm your Family and Community Engagement Specialist, and I can help you with any questions that you might have, including learning about the events that we are having at school. In this case, if you're wondering when the Zooms are happening, I can help you find our ALA calendar where it has all of those items listed. I'm also your point of contact for the PTSA. If you're interested in joining the PTSA this year or want to learn more about it, I can help get those resources to you. I also work with the volunteers that come to our school. So if you're interested in volunteering, unfortunately, we will not have in-person volunteering opportunities, but we do have some exciting online opportunities. So if you find yourself with a little bit of extra free time and are interested, please feel free to email me. It's right at the bottom. And then I can also help out families if they need additional resources or assistance for uniforms or school supplies. We are handing out school supplies this Friday for our kiddos, but if you find yourself in the middle of the year in need of more, I can help get those to you. Along with Ms. Heather, I can help you with any technology concerns. I'm not as great as a troubleshooter, but I can help you if you need to set up a time to switch out devices, or if you need help getting internet access, if you need hotspots, I can help you get on the list for those items. And I can also help with the SAIC Family Power Hour series. It's a really great web series that they have, and they talk about a lot of different topics that might be of use to your family. So if you're interested about learning more about those, then I can help get that information to you. And the last thing that I want all of my families to know is that I am the FACE specialist for both Euclid and Fox Tech. So if you have any older Gators and you're wondering what's going on at Fox Tech, I can help get that calendar to you and make sure that you're up to date on all things ALA.
So here is a list of some more important names and emails that you might want to take a quick picture of if you want those contact information now. For registration or attendance, please contact Ms. Melissa. Again, for uniforms or supply assistance, please contact Ms. Kimberly Garcia. For technology device or internet needs, there is also contact information for Mr. Rios. For technology troubleshooting, you can contact our librarian and music teacher, Ms. Heather. And for anything, as always, you can contact Miss Gabby.
So you've heard a little bit about Canvas as the new learning platform. There are some things about Canvas that you may have questions about. Basically, it integrates really, really well with the ClassLink single sign-on. All of the kinks from last semester that were happening with single sign-on have been resolved, and Canvas ties in really, really nicely. So the students on their device, a home device or a school device, will be able to log into their ClassLink single sign-on, and on Wednesday, Canvas will be an option for them in their menu. It's not there yet, but it'll be there on Wednesday. When they click on that, it will open their Canvas and they'll be able to see a tile for their teacher's classroom. The district is organizing and putting out a whole bunch of resources to help parents who get stuck or are struggling. Remember, we're also going to have that Tech Help Zoom room open. So if you get stuck or have a question, you can come there. But if you need more information about how to do something, these guides are really excellent. You can move forward on that. I don't know if there's more of my slides on there. Yep. So this is probably the most useful tool that you'll be able to see. We will send this out and the district will have it on the technology website. These link to videos that are tutorials for students and parents who are like, wait, how do I do what? How do I do a quiz or whatever? And you can click them and it takes you straight to the video. I think that's really, really clear. So if you don't know their login and you need help with that, you can contact Miss Melissa to get their login, or me. Just shoot me an email and I can pull it up for you. If they've forgotten their single sign-on login, that's going where the login issues, a lot of them are all sorted out. And I think that's everything I have on here. Yep, there's the help desk and our Zoom hours. Also, I will have Zoom hours Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. Is the next slide my slide? No, okay, well, and you can get my Zoom link by emailing me. And there's my email address again if you have questions or need help. I will be available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday between 10 and noon. So there you go. Did I catch up? I think I did.
All right, so what should we do in order to be ready for the first day of school? So just once more, just to review those Zoom norms, excuse me, that Ms. Carbonaro went over earlier. And that will also be available on our website too if you need to go back and check that out. We want to make sure that every student has a quiet workspace to help them focus. And on Friday, a lot of the teachers will be sending home bags that will include different supplies and different items and materials that your child will need. So we're asking to keep those in that workspace, and so your child can have everything available that he or she may need. Plus, making sure that you have the Zoom link available for your teachers and that morning meeting ready to go. And then, of course, including a good pair of headphones. That way there are no distractions of other noises going on, and we can ensure that every student hears us, and just making sure the first day will go on very smoothly.
So we know we've given y'all a lot of information, so we created a slide that's just of what y'all need to do from here. So if you have not signed up for one-on-ones yet, the slide following this will have our one-on-one links, and we need y'all to sign up for those before tomorrow. We also would like to make sure that you've submitted the technology survey, which is at the top, the one outlined in green, and the green URL, that is the technology survey. And then below that is the student declaration in white. And then finally, we will be having supply pickups Friday from 11 to noon.
Okay, so here are those links and the QR codes that you are welcome to scan. If by chance you have not already signed up for that one-on-one time with your child's teacher, we'll keep these up for just a couple seconds.
And Yvonne, while people are doing that, I wanted to add something. I want to make something clear that depending on your grade level, the supply pickup on Friday, I want to make it clear for families that it's not just that these are, say, like classroom supplies, like scissors or pencils. For example, in the case of 2nd and 3rd grade, the supplies actually include some learning materials that we need the children to have. So there may be copies for math, there will be copies for language arts of particular materials that we want your students to have as soon as we can get them in their hands. So if for some reason you're really not able to come by on Friday and that time doesn't work with you, please work with your teacher to set up a different time when you might get those supplies. Thank you.
Awesome. So within the next day or two, you should be having confirmation from your grade level teacher as to what the Zoom link is and exactly what day and what time. That way, I saw that question in there in the chat asking, is there going to be a confirmation? So there should be more information coming. If you are not quite sure, please email the teacher or Miss Gabby too with any questions. All right, so we are just going to wrap up today and say thank you again for coming. I'm so glad that you are trying to get ahead. We are very excited to see all of your amazing faces, several friends coming back this year, and we've got some new friends that will be here too. So very excited to see you again and to get to meet some new friends too.
Thank you to our amazing Village C teachers for putting this presentation together, and thank you families for coming. We can't wait to see you on Friday when you come pick up your bags, and I know teachers are excited to meet with you one-on-one, and we can't wait to see you at our first day of school.